Have you ever stared at a screen, watching two complete strangers look at each other, and felt an inexplicable certainty that everything you thought you knew about love, acting, and reality is an absolute lie? Welcome to a world where millions of people refuse to accept what the industry tells them. A world where a single glance across a coffee table in a fictional Istanbul apartment became more convincing, more electric, and more painful than decades of real-world Hollywood romances combined. We are not just talking about a TV show. We are talking about a cultural phenomenon that broke the internet, defied every unwritten rule of Turkish television, and left an entire generation psychologically hooked. Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç. Two names. One undeniable, terrifying chemistry. But beneath the glittering surface of roaring global ratings, massive fandom wars, and millions of devoted followers lies a labyrinth of unspoken truths, heavy industry contracts, protective managers, and a narrative so complex that the mainstream media only ever scratches the surface. Why are millions of people still searching the internet for clues, frame by frame, years after the cameras stopped rolling? Is it just clever marketing, or did the television world accidentally capture something far too real to ever be scripted? If you think you know the whole story about why they haven't shared a screen together on your terms since, you are about to realize you only know the very first page of a much darker book. Do not even think about blinking, because the deeper we go down this rabbit hole today, the harder it is going to be to look away. Before we pull back the curtain on what really happened behind closed doors, let's establish something right now. Drop a comment below and tell me, from the very first moment you saw them together, did you instantly feel like this was something beyond acting, or did you think it was just great directing? Let me know your honest thoughts right now. While you're typing that, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed, because what I'm about to tell you next about their actual days on set is going to completely shatter everything you assumed you knew. Let's step back and look at the anatomy of a wildfire. When Kiralık Aşk first entered our lives, nobody, not the producers, not the directors, and certainly not the network executives, had any idea what kind of monster they were creating. On paper, it was a standard romantic comedy framework. In reality, it turned into an unmanageable chemical reaction. Here is what the media never told you. Behind the scenes, tension wasn't just about lines or camera angles. It was about two actors whose real-world energies completely hijacked the fiction. Crew members have whispered anonymously over the years that the atmosphere on set changed the second Elçin and Barış walked into the room. It wasn't unprofessional, far from it. They were consummate professionals. But the moment the director yelled action, the script often became a loose suggestion. Think about those legendary lingering glances, the tiny smiles that weren't in the original text, the way their breathing seemed to synchronize in close-up shots. You cannot teach that in acting school. And because you can't teach it, the industry didn't know how to police it. But let me pause right here and bring you into the conversation because your perspective matters. Drop a comment down below right now and answer this. Do you think directors actually encouraged this intense blurring of lines between fiction and reality because it skyrocketed their ratings? Or were they quietly terrified of what would happen if the actors went too far? Let me know what you think in the comments. While you're dropping your thoughts, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep unraveling this mystery with me. Because what I'm about to share next gets even heavier. Because when a fictional couple completely overshadows the actual show, the corporate gears start turning. Managers step in, PR teams go on high alert, and boundaries start getting drawn in permanent ink. The freedom they had in the beginning, it started to vanish. But why? What happened behind those closed doors that made the universe they built together suddenly feel so restricted? Let's dive deeper into the invisible walls that the entertainment world built around them, because the truth is stranger than any script they ever played. Every great fairy tale has its villains, but in the real world of television, the villain isn't a person, it's the machine. When Elçin and Barış became the undisputed monarchs of Turkish drama, the rules of the game abruptly changed. While you're dropping your thoughts, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to keep unraveling this mystery with me. Because what I'm about to share next gets even heavier. Because when a fictional couple completely overshadows the actual show, the corporate gears start turning. Managers step in, PR teams go on high alert, and boundaries start getting drawn in permanent ink. The freedom they had in the beginning, it started to vanish.
But why?
What happened behind those closed doors that made the universe they built together suddenly feel so restricted? Let's dive deeper into the invisible walls that the entertainment world built around them, because the truth is stranger than any script they ever played. Every great fairy tale has its villains, but in the real world of television, the villain isn't a person, it's the machine. When Elçin and Barış became the undisputed monarchs of Turkish drama, the rules of the game abruptly changed. But here is where the psychological trap springs for the audience. The harder the industry tried to separate their real-world identities from their on-screen magic, the more suspicious the fans became. Every silence was analyzed. Every avoided glance at award shows was dissected frame by millions of detectives on the internet. I want you to stop and think about this for a moment, and I need to see your raw opinions in the comments. Do you believe that the heavy hand of management and industry pressures is the real reason why we haven't seen them share a major project together since? Or was there something happening behind closed doors between the two of them that we will never be allowed to know? Type your thoughts down below right now. While you're down there sharing your theory, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we are only scratching the surface. Because right when the walls were built highest, something unexpected happened. A new project rumors started swirling. The fandom woke up, but the collision course between what the fans wanted and what the industry allowed was about to reach its absolute boiling point. Let's uncover what happened next. Let's talk about the fuel that keeps this fire burning year after year, the global fandom. Most television couples fade away the second the final episode airs. The credits roll, the actors move on to different projects, and the audience slowly forgets. But with Elçin and Barış, something entirely unprecedented happened. The fandom didn't just survive. It evolved into a permanent digital investigative unit. Across languages, borders, and continents, millions of dedicated viewers refused to let the story end. Every time one of them posted a new photo, appeared at a premiere, or gave a vague interview, thousands of pixel-by-pixel breakdowns flooded social media. Was that ring on her finger a hint? Why did he look away when her name was mentioned in that live broadcast? Why did their paths seemingly cross in the same districts of Istanbul, only for public appearances to be instantly scrubbed or managed? This level of intense, unyielding scrutiny creates a strange psychological pressure cooker. When an audience invests this much of their soul into a narrative, they feel a sense of ownership. But the actors are real human beings trying to navigate their separate lives, their personal relationships, and their distinct professional identities in a hyper-judgmental spotlight. I want to pause right here and bring the spotlight directly back to you, because your take on this is everything. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you think the overwhelming pressure from the fandom makes it harder for actors to ever work together again naturally, or does it give them a powerful reason to eventually give the audience what they want? Let me know what you think in the comments right now. Before we uncover the turning point of their career trajectories and what the future actually holds for them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's keep pushing deeper into this rabbit hole. Let's look closely at where Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç stand today. Years have passed since Kiralık Aşk first hypnotized millions, and later, when they reunited on the big screen in Mutluluk Zamani, fans held their collective breath, hoping it would break the curse. Yet, that movie only proved how high the expectations were, and how heavy the burden of carrying a legendary on-screen chemistry truly is. Today, both actors have evolved. Barış has taken on massive historical and action-heavy roles, carving out a fierce reputation as a leading man who can command epic television sagas. Elçin, on the other hand, has fearlessly challenged herself with complex theatrical performances, edgy digital series, and diverse characters that completely break away from the romantic comedy mold. They are proving individually that they are powerhouse talents who do not need a gimmick to survive in this ruthless industry. But here is the ultimate paradox that haunts every single fan watching this video. No matter how successful their solo projects are, the shadow of their pairing remains colossal. Every time a new drama season is announced, social media lights up with the exact same plea. When are they coming back together? I want to ask you a very direct question, and I need you to answer me honestly in the comments. Do you genuinely want to see Elçin and Barış reunite in a brand new romantic project? Or do you think their legacy is better left untouched as a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now and let's debate it. Before we reach our final conclusion on whether a reunion is still even possible, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's uncover the final piece of this puzzle. As we reach the end of this deep dive, we are left standing at the exact same place where millions of fans started years ago, caught between the lines of fiction and reality, wondering if some stories are simply too powerful to ever truly end. Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç gave us something rare. In an industry driven by algorithms, ratings, and temporary trends, they accidentally tapped into a timeless frequency. Whether the intense bond we witnessed was fueled by brilliant acting, deep mutual respect. But let's take a step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture, because the story of Elçin and Barış isn't just about a single television series or a box office movie. It is a masterclass in how modern celebrity culture operates in the digital age. Long after the broadcast networks move on to newer faces and flashier productions, the digital footprint left by this duo continues to expand organically, fueled entirely by an international audience that spans from Latin America to the Middle East and deep into Europe. Think about how unprecedented that really is. Turkish dramas have crossed international borders before, but the cult-like devotion attached to specific pairings usually dissipates within months. Yet, years later, edits of Elçin and Barış still pull millions of views daily on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Why? Because the audience is not just consuming content, they are actively preserving a shared emotional experience. They have turned a standard romantic comedy into a piece of contemporary folklore. And that brings us to a fascinating psychological reality about modern fandoms. When an industry refuses to give the public what it desperately wants, the public simply creates its own narrative universe. Every silent anniversary, every subtle social media interaction, and every skipped public appearance is re-engineered by fans into clues for a grand puzzle. I want to throw this crucial question right back at you, and I need you to type your honest perspective in the comments below right now. Do you think the mystery and the fact that they haven't worked together again actually enhances their legendary status? Or would a new project risk ruining the magical pedestal we've put them on? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see how divided the fandom really is. Let's dig deeper into something that very few people talk about, because it requires looking past the flashy headlines and diving straight into the psychology of public silence. When two massive stars who have created a once-in-a-generation phenomenon suddenly stop appearing together, stop talking about each other in interviews, and meticulously distance their public brands from one another, most people assume it is due to a falling out, a feud, or professional jealousy. But seasoned industry insiders know a much darker, much more calculated truth. Silence is often the most expensive weapon in modern celebrity management. Think about it. If Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç were to constantly do interviews together, guest star on each other's projects, or feed the media regular updates about their friendship, the mystery would evaporate within 6 months. The algorithmic frenzy would cool down. Before we go any further down this rabbit hole, I want to challenge you right now in the comment section. Drop your absolute raw thoughts below and answer this. Do you think their complete professional silence regarding each other over the years is a deliberate, calculated strategy managed by their PR teams to keep the legend alive? Or is it a genuine reflection of two people who simply want to outgrow a shadow that became too big to carry? Pause the video for a second, scroll down, and leave your comment right now. While you are typing your thoughts down below, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications, because what I am about to break down next is the hidden financial and corporate architecture that dictates why Turkish television stars are treated like chess pieces in a multi-million-dollar global game. Before we go any further down this rabbit hole, I want to challenge you right now in the comment section. Drop your absolute raw thoughts below and answer this. Do you think their complete professional silence regarding each other over the years is a deliberate, calculated strategy managed by their PR teams to keep the legend alive? Or is it a genuine reflection of two people who simply want to outgrow a shadow that became too big to carry? Pause the video for a second, scroll down, and leave your comment right now. While you are typing your thoughts down below, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications, because what I am about to break down next is the hidden financial and corporate architecture that dictates why Turkish television stars are treated like chess pieces in a multi-million-dollar global game. To truly understand why Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç occupy such a unique, untouchable pedestal, you have to look past the borders of traditional Turkish television and examine how the global streaming boom completely rewired the entertainment ecosystem. 10 or 15 years ago, a successful daily or weekly drama had a specific shelf life. It aired, it captured local ratings, it was sold to a few international distributors, and eventually, it faded into reruns while the actors moved on to the next seasonal cycle. But the digital era, powered by global platforms, endless algorithmic loops, and borderless internet communities, changed the rules of physics for television stars. When Kiralık Aşk crossed oceans and translated into dozens of languages, it didn't just find viewers, it built digital sanctuaries. International fans didn't just watch a romantic comedy, they adopted it as a cultural touchstone. And this is where the corporate chessboard becomes fascinatingly cutthroat. Producers, international distributors, and digital platforms realized that an active, burning desire for a specific on-screen reunion is worth millions of dollars in potential streaming subscriptions and licensing rights. Yet, paradoxically, actually delivering that reunion is a high-stakes gamble.
Why?
Because if you put two actors back together after a legendary gap, the project has to be an absolute masterpiece to satisfy a fan base that has spent years mythologizing them in their heads. If the script falls even slightly short, the illusion shatters. This is precisely why elite actors and their management teams often tread with extreme caution. They are not just protecting their schedules or their artistic pride, they are protecting an immortalized legacy. It is much safer from a career preservation standpoint to live in the myth of what could be than to risk the reality of what might fall short. But the psychological toll on the audience is immense because the fans are left perpetually suspended between hope and resignation, feeding a digital machine that never sleeps. I want to pause right here and bring this heavy reality check directly back to you, because your intuition as a viewer and a digital consumer is sharper than any executive spreadsheet. Drop a comment below right now and tell me, if a major global streaming platform offered them a massive, multi-million-dollar budget tomorrow for a reunion project, do you think they should take the risk for the sake of the fans? Or is protecting the untouched legacy of their past work the smarter choice? Scroll down and leave your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's talk about the heavy price of being typecast, because this is the invisible cage that traps nearly every legendary duo in television history. When an audience falls desperately in love with a specific fictional pairing, when they project all their hopes, romantic ideals, and emotional longings onto two actors, those actors instantly become prisoners of their own success. Every time Elçin Sangu steps onto a theater stage to tackle a raw, gritty, emotionally demanding dramatic role, or every time Barış Arduç transforms his physique to lead a brutal, high-stakes historical action epic, a section of the global audience reacts with a quiet, stubborn resistance. They don't just want to see talented actors doing diverse work. They want the comfort of the familiar. They want Defne and Ömer back. But true artistry requires destruction. To survive in a ruthlessly competitive entertainment landscape, actors must actively burn down the boxes that the public tries to stuff them into. If an actor spends their entire career playing variations of the same safe, beloved romantic archetype out of fear of disappointing the crowd, they suffocate creatively. And this brings us to one of the most compelling truths about both Elçin and Barış. Their deliberate choices to take on dark, challenging, unconventional, and physically demanding projects weren't just career moves. They were acts of artistic survival. They had to prove to themselves, to the industry, and to the world that their brilliance wasn't tied to a single script or a single co-star. Yet, here is where the psychological tightrope gets even thinner. Even as they successfully conquer new genres, win prestigious awards for completely different roles, and expand their professional range, the gravitational pull of their past work remains inescapable. Every interview they give, every social media post they share, is combed through by millions of digital detectives looking for a hidden nod, a secret message, or a sign that the golden cage is about to open. It is a bizarre, high-pressure existence where your past achievements actively compete with your present reality every single day. I want you to stop and think about this deeply because it changes how you look at celebrity life forever. Drop a comment below right now and answer this. Do you respect them more for breaking out of that romantic mold and taking on completely different, challenging roles? Or do you secretly wish they would just give the fans what they want and return to the genre that made them global icons? Scroll down right now and let me know your honest thoughts in the comments. While you are typing your perspective down below, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep those notifications ringing because we are about to enter the final, mind-bending layers of our deep dive into the psychology of modern fandom and immortalized chemistry. Let's analyze a fascinating psychological phenomenon that keeps millions of people hooked to screens long after a series is ended: the concept of the infinite loop. When we consume regular media, our brains process a beginning, a middle, and a definitive end. The story concludes, the emotional tension resolves, and our minds peacefully file it away into the past. But with Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç, the story was never allowed to have a clean, peaceful closure. Because their on-screen journey stopped at the peak of its chemical intensity, the human brain treats it as an open loop, an unfinished symphony echoing through eternity. This is precisely why fans across different continents and generations can rewatch the exact same episodes, the exact same scenes, and the exact same behind-the-scenes outtakes dozens of times without ever getting bored. Each rewatch isn't just an act of nostalgia. It's an unconscious psychological attempt to find a new clue, a hidden micro-expression, or a secret detail that was missed the first 100 times. The internet became a living, breathing museum where the exhibits constantly talk back to you through fan edits, slowed-down audio tracks analyzing tone of voice, and frame-by-frame color grading comparisons. Furthermore, this digital immortality creates a strange paradox for the actors themselves. While they walk the streets of Istanbul, step onto new theater stages, or shoot heavy action sequences on muddy historical sets, a digital ghost of their younger selves is perpetually living out a passionate romance on millions of phones, laptops, and smart TVs across the globe. How do you compete with an immortalized version of yourself that never ages, never gets tired, and never has a bad day? You don't. You simply have to accept that you have transcended standard celebrity status and entered the rare, untouchable realm of living folklore. As we finally approach the outer edges of this massive, labyrinthine deep dive, we are forced to confront the ultimate truth of why we are all still here, talking about Elçin, Sangu, and Barış Arduç years after the dust has settled. We live in an age of hyper-fast, disposable content. Shows drop on streaming services, dominate our attention for exactly one weekend, and vanish into the algorithmic graveyard by Monday morning. Everything is temporary. Everything is calculated, optimized, and quickly forgotten. Yet, against every rule of modern media, this phenomenon refused to die. It didn't fade because it wasn't just a product manufactured in a corporate boardroom. It was an accidental lightning strike. Whether it was the raw, unscripted glances on a crowded Istanbul set, the unspoken tension of two creative forces colliding at the exact right second in time, or simply the collective imagination of millions of dreamers across the globe who refuse to let romance die in a cynical world, the legacy they built stands completely alone. The industry built its walls, managers drew their lines, the actors themselves bravely carved out independent paths through gritty dramas and fierce reinventions, and the digital world transformed a simple romantic comedy into a living, breathing myth. They may never share a screen again on anyone's terms, and perhaps that is precisely why the fire never goes out. Perfection doesn't need a sequel, it only needs an audience willing to keep believing in the magic. Before we officially close this epic chapter today, I want your final, definitive verdict down in the comments section. Looking back at everything we've uncovered today, do you believe their story is the greatest romance in modern television history, or is it simply the greatest illusion ever sold? If this deep dive blew your mind and kept you hooked to the very last second, make sure you smash that like button like your life depends on it, hit subscribe, and turn on all notifications because we will keep unearthing the darkest, deepest secrets of the entertainment world right here. Thank you for watching this epic journey. stay curious, and I will see you in the next deep dive. But wait, if you thought the story ended with a final curtain call, you are missing the most fascinating part of the entire machine: the global infrastructure built entirely by the fans. While Elçin and Barış moved forward with their separate lives and distinct careers, an invisible, highly organized army of international supporters took over the narrative. Across borders that span from Latin America to South Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, dedicated translation groups, fan-run translation teams, and analytical forums transformed a Turkish television series into a borderless, 24/7 cultural institution. Think about the sheer scale of this digital ecosystem. Every time a new interview drops, it is instantly translated into half a dozen languages within hours. Every background extra, every crew member who ever whispered a rumor on an anonymous forum, and every paparazzi snapshot taken on the streets of Besiktas is analyzed with the precision of a criminal investigation. Why does an international audience invest this much emotional capital into two actors who barely acknowledge each other publicly anymore? Because in a world of increasingly disconnected digital interactions, people are craving a sense of shared, collective belief. They want a romance so pure and absolute that it defies the cynical realities of the modern entertainment industry. And this creates a fascinating feedback loop. The more the mainstream media stays silent, the louder the fandom becomes. The more the actors focus on individual gritty roles in theaters and historical epics. Let's explore a profound psychological truth about human storytelling that explains why the legacy of Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç refuses to fade into the background. Since the days of ancient mythology, human beings have been hardwired to obsess over incomplete narratives, tragic separations, and unfulfilled potential far more than neatly wrapped, predictable conclusions. When a story ends with a clear, definitive period, when the characters get married, walk into the sunset, and live happily ever after, our brains immediately file it away as complete. The emotional investment shuts down. The curiosity dies. But when a phenomenon stops in a state of suspended animation, when real life interrupts fiction, when corporate walls rise, and when the actors themselves deliberately choose separate roads while an international audience screams for a reunion, the narrative transforms into an open-ended epic. It becomes a modern-day myth. Because we never got to see the absolute limits of where their on-screen partnership could go, our imaginations are forced to step in and fill the void. Every fanfiction, every alternative universe video edit, and every midnight debate on social media is an attempt by the audience to write the chapters that the real world denied them. This is precisely why time doesn't erode their legend. It actually strengthens it. Years pass, new television stars come and go. Streaming platforms flood the market with trendy new pairings, and yet, the anchor remains untouched. The absolute purity of that specific lightning-in-a-bottle moment from their peak years stands alone like a monument in a desert of disposable content. They didn't just star in a drama. They accidentally triggered an eternal philosophical question about the boundary where acting stops and human truth begins. As we finally bring this epic, multi-layered journey to its ultimate conclusion, we are left staring at a cultural footprint that defies all the standard laws of the entertainment universe. In a world where trends burn out in weeks, where algorithms dictate what we love, and where corporate media constantly manufactures and discards disposable stars, the phenomenon of Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç stands like an immovable fortress of raw emotion and digital folklore. They proved that true on-screen chemistry cannot be engineered in a boardroom, bought with a massive budget, or replicated by a formula. It either happens raw, untamed, and terrifyingly real, or it doesn't. Whether the heavy walls built by the industry, the protective shields of management, or their own fierce individual reinventions in theaters and historical epics were designed to separate them, those barriers only added layers of myth to a story that refuses to end. They became living legends not because they gave the audience everything they wanted, but because they left the most important questions permanently unanswered. Perfection doesn't need a sequel, it only needs an eternal audience willing to keep the fire burning. And as long as global fans keep watching old scenes, analyzing micro-expressions, and debating the boundaries of fiction and reality on late-night forums, the story of Defne, Ömer, Elçin, and Barış will echo far beyond our lifetime. If this monumental deep dive kept you hypnotized from the very first second to this final breath, make sure you smash that like button like your life depends on it, hit subscribe, and turn on all notifications because we will keep unearthing the darkest, deepest secrets of the global entertainment world right here. Thank you for riding along on this epic journey. Stay curious, and I will see you in the next deep dive. As the screen slowly fades to black and the final notes of our journey echo into the silence, we realize something profound. We didn't just spend the last 40 minutes analyzing a television show, a pair of actors, or a corporate industry. We explored the timeless human desire to believe in something absolute, rare, and untamable in a world that so often feels synthetic and staged. Elçin, Sangu, and Barış's Arduç gave an entire generation an emotional anchor. No matter how many years pass, no matter how many new faces take over primetime television, and no matter how tightly the iron curtains of management are drawn, that single spark remains completely unextinguished. It lives in every fan edit, every international forum, every late-night rewatch, and every heart that refuses to let the magic fade away. Thank you for sticking around through every twist, every turn, and every deep psychological rabbit hole of this monumental journey. If this video made you feel something, if it brought back memories of a time when a simple television screen felt like magic, then our mission here is complete. Drop your absolute last goodbye and your ultimate thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button one final time. Make sure you are subscribed with all notifications turned on. And until our next deep dive into the hidden mysteries of the world, stay curious, keep dreaming, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. And with that, the book closes, or rather, it stays wide open, waiting for the next chapter that only time can write. Thank you for riding along with us through every layer of this extraordinary story. If your mind is still racing and you want to dive even deeper into the hidden secrets of global television icons, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell right now so you never miss a journey. Drop your final salute to Elçin and Barış in the comments below. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, keep wondering, keep believing, and goodbye.